Aloha headsets, Frank here in this review time. Today we are looking at the atmospheric story title from Swedish developer Demsoft, a writer and his daughter. Now, this is a room scale experience built from the ground up for the HTC Vive, and other than a few issues here and there, I had a really great time with this game. Now, I did receive a review copy from the developer, and as always, my opinion cannot be purchased. Now, finally, before we get started, if you like this video and would like to catch a few more, consider subscribing. Now, on to the review.
I don't remember much from my childhood. Only fragments. A big house. Empty halls.
First up, minimum specs. For once, both minimum and recommended are the same, which is great considering how nice the visuals are. To run this baby, you need 4 gigs of RAM and a GTX 970 or something equivalent or better. Story. As the story really is the main part of this game and is quite enjoyable. This takes place in a small house in the woods where you play a little girl who is woken up alone. On your bed is a storybook that leads you on an adventure between reality and a fairy tale. You must explore and solve puzzles to make it to the conclusion of the first part of this trilogy. The story is aimed at a much younger audience, but still kept me entertained enough to want to see it advance. Audio. The audio in this one is great. It really helps create a nice sense of immersion and pulls you in with all the little extras. From the click of locked doorknobs to the shimmer of a star, the spatial audio shines. Visuals. The visuals in this game are phenomenal. Really, one of the best dark house atmospheres I have seen in VR. Everything is extremely crisp, and other than a slight chug on the menu screen, it all ran smooth as butter. I have to give some credit to the tiny team for creating such a visually stunning game. Gameplay. Now, this is a bit light on the actual gameplay. There is far more exploration than anything else. You have a small inventory, which they don't really explain, but other than that, there really isn't anything to worry about. There's no rush to do anything in this game, and the puzzles aren't particularly difficult, but it does take a little thought to get it right. I did have a few issues with the movement system. It's all teleportation, but it's a weird point and fall of footsteps thing that I didn't care for all that much. I also wasn't the biggest fan of some of the voiceovers. They were a bit overacted and didn't fit, but nothing too bad. Overall, for a playable story experience, I think they did a fantastic job, especially for such a small team. I just don't go in expecting some next level VR puzzle story game. This one is all about atmosphere, and they nailed it. Verdict. So for $14.99, you get an extremely atmospheric story puzzle game with fantastic audio and beautiful visuals. It's not the longest experience, netting me a little over 2 hours, and there really isn't any replayability, but it's a wonderful first part to a story of which I'm excited to see the conclusion. So if you're looking for a relaxing bit of storytelling VR, you come to the right place. A small team at Dimfrost has done a wonderful job on their first VR title, and I'm excited to see how they grow from here. Alright, so what you think? You on the fence, you gonna grab it, or you just gonna say forget about it? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for coming through, and as always, if you want to stay up to date on everything VR and you don't mind this ugly mug, friggin' subscribe. I mean, come on. Alright, smooches.